Welcome to your Daily 5 for Tuesday, August 3rd, 2021. I am today's host, Bruce Fraser. Using the Wyckoff Method, we are going to talk about 5 very interesting stocks. And if we have time, we are going to have a bonus chart. I better get going. Peleton Interactive is our first one. We are going to also profile Chaikin Money Flow. Chaikin Money Flow is a very interesting indicator when added to the Wyckoff Method toolkit. So let's talk about how best to use it in relation to Wyckoff. Here we can see this upward trend of relative strength, very important confirmation of higher prices. So, and notice this, look at the distribution that occurred back at the beginning of the year. We have distribution and relative strength. This high that was made in price was not confirmed by the relative strength. And we have a classic distribution structure in price here that ultimately breaks down and ultimately goes into the May low in a downtrend. Relative strength is failing throughout, lower highs and lower lows. Notice the point and figure chart here, the red shaded area, we take that count, it missed the minimum objective here by 1 box. Pretty darn good. Okay, then a classic reaccumulation type structure forms here. There's a selling climax, automatic rally, series of secondary tests, resistance and support forms. And we have down here on the selling climax low, this is a shakeout of that area in phase B, we would call it. And this is the point at which the uptrend in relative strength begins. Very important. So now we have a slightly higher high here, which we'll call a sign of strength. We do not yet have confirmation of price getting above that sign of strength high. There is resistance there, but also notice that the Chaikin Money Flow is trying to go positive. We want to see CMF positive at the time that reaccumulation is completing and beginning to start a new uptrend. Point and figure gives us a count. You can see here the beautiful resistance, sign of strength right here. And this count across this area, 27 columns, counts up 244 to 272, well above the 170 high that was made at the top of that distribution area. So Peleton has the potential to go up and make new highs in the future, and we would look for confirmation from money flow from the CMF. Yeti Holdings, the very cool, no pun intended, ice chests and other outdoor products, very interesting company. Notice here that a reaccumulation forms right across this area with, again, a shakeout or a spring here in what we would say is phase B. This is an LPS. Now, here the relative strength is going sideways. At this point right here is when you start to see the relative strength walking uphill. That's confirmation, and it results in prices jumping out and then backing up and testing old resistance, which is now new support. Notice the upward stride of this next reaccumulation structure, which also is accompanied by strong CMF. So money flow is confirming the higher prices. We also have confirmation of relative strength, making higher highs and higher lows. Notice here the point and figure, the area on the left is the yellow shaded reaccumulation count. The area on the right, the green shaded area, is the upsloping reaccumulation, and they confirm each other. So this is what we call a stepping stone reaccumulation count. And when you have 2 counts that confirm each other, it gives you added confidence. about your analysis. And so we have those two counts going up from the low of 130 up to a high of 149 as a count objective range. And currently we are in the area of 99 and trying to break out right here, making a new high, and relative strength now needs to confirm that. Very interesting structure for Yeti. Looks potentially near completion. Proctor and Gamble, great old school. Procter and Gamble has a very large reaccumulation type structure here. You can see this comes after a climax, a buying climax, which sets up resistance across this area. And we have an attempt here as of Friday to go up to that resistance area. It closes near the low of the range on a rather wide bar, but that would be expected as supply is present, and it now needs to show that it can absorb the supply here and get going. Chaikin Money Flow is trying to go positive as this resistance becomes new support. That's what we want to see, is we want to see this go green, turn green as prices work their way up and confirm relative strength is completing a base. Look how beautiful that base is right there. Now we want to see higher highs and higher lows. We have one higher high, one higher low. It is potentially the beginning of an uptrend in relative strength, which confirms price. So we will be watching for that. Point and figure, two counts. We'll look at this. Two reaccumulation counts confirming each other. Stepping stone reaccumulation, as we just talked about with Yeti. So here the green count takes us up to 182 to 202, currently at 144 area right here. This smaller count, which is built on top of the larger one, counts 188, 198, and confirms the larger lower count. Again, this is a nice type of confirmation that these two counts have validity. So we will watch for confirmation of a breakout here for the expectation that Procter and Gamble can get going. This is a very interesting chart. National Vision Holdings, EYE is the symbol. Notice how it has a climax here, forms resistance. It's now above that resistance area, has a sharp reaction. This is what we would call preliminary supply. This is a buying climax, automatic reaction, range bound condition. Here's a shakeout or a spring in phase B. This is an LPS over here, another LPS here, and now these higher lows throughout are being confirmed by new highs in National Vision. So also note Chaikin Money Flow is turning positive as reaccumulation appears to be near completion and an uptrend is poised to begin. Relative strength, building a base, higher highs, higher lows. We want to see now confirmation of resistance being taken out. We love to see minor new high and major new highs in relative strength. This is a good looking base there. We just want to see confirmation as prices go up and out. So here, point and figure, we're looking at this two segments, we would say segment one, segment two. These two segments, the first one, lower one, counts 81 to 87. We're currently at the 54 level and a slight breakout, hard to see there on the chart. The second one, 19 columns, counts up to 99 to 105. Okay, good looking chart there. Now, BJ's Wholesale. So BJ's is really an attractive chart. It has a series of higher lows throughout. This looks like reaccumulation. Ranges are narrowing. That shows signs of absorption in reaccumulation as prices are being bid up. Now you have a jump up and out. This is accompanied by higher lows in relative strength. We want to see a breakout now in the relative strength, but this is a good looking base and we expect that it's going to result in confirmation of relative strength. Chaikin Money Flow is positive and going higher. That looks really constructive at the conclusion of reaccumulation, where markup is expected to begin. Over here on the point and figure chart, this one we're analyzing slightly differently, which is that we have two counts. This is our primary count in the yellow shaded box, and this count goes to 76 to 82. We took this dotted line right here across this area is the midpoint of this range. So if we don't have a really good count line to work with on the point and figure, and you can go back and look at my videos on how to do count lines, and also how to do horizontal counts. But for now, we take the midpoint of that. That gives us a count 76 to 82 as an objective range of price. Then we extend this out and we add this area here. This counts across. This gives us a count 100 to 107. So this is a very attractive potential with a stock that currently is at $50 and is trying to break out, made a minor new high over here, and we will watch closely for it to confirm and keep moving up with that positive money flow characteristic. Okay, and then finally here, this point and figure chart is our bonus chart. This is Treasury Notes, Treasury Bond ETF. IEF is the symbol, 7 to 10 year maturities. And you can see this is a 1-box method. All those prior point and figure charts were 3-box, so you could see longer periods of time, count bigger structures. Treasuries, it's a good idea to use 1-box because treasuries don't have the volatility. They don't generally move as much. Look at this distribution here. This distribution counts down to 113.40 to 112, 113.40 to 112.14, and look at how it just cascades down right into this objective range. So a very good, precise count in treasury bonds for distribution. Remember, declining prices for bonds is rising interest rates. Now, this count here in the yellow shaded area is very attractive because it has the look of accumulation here, and it completes. So we take the count of this area, and it counts 118.86 to 120.96, not quite getting back to the 122.22 high, but it's quite a rally. Well, guess what? We did this count on June 30th, and this ultimately did rally up, and it went right to this area, missed by about a box here at 118.52. That's the high made on July 20th, but it still has the potential to keep working higher. So there is the potential for bonds to keep rallying and interest rates to continue to fall for some period of time here as we go forward. So we will keep that in mind. Also, we showed this chart on Wyckoff Market Report and also on our Wyckoff Market Discussion. We have a free Wyckoff Market Discussion, Roman and I, coming up in September. Go to wyckoffanalytics.com to learn more. And with that, I will say goodbye for this episode, and I will see you again on your Daily 5.
Hey, Grayson Rose here with StockCharts. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, consider giving it a like down below, maybe leave us a comment, and if you're new to the channel, you can subscribe at the link up above. We're gonna bring you daily content from an incredible collection of technical analysts and financial experts.